possessions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his left. And his first look is incomplete. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now it's Trubisky. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Trubisky. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Calais Campbell able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
18.
On third down, Trubisky. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing here, Trubisky. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On second down, Williams. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now, so much for picking it up on the ground on third down. Third play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Now Roethlisberger, and he's got it. Got his man on the end. Route complete.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. They had a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Brandon, their last miss on 3rd down, they actually were able to alleviate it because they picked it up with a 4th down conversion. I don't know that they'd be wise to try and do that again here. To me, you got to punt the ball away.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got room. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. And finding the tight end Hooper. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So make some room next to Tom Dempsey on the NFL's all-time field goal distance leaderboard. That's going to go down officially as a 63-yarder.
Let's not forget about David Akers, Jason Elam, and Sebastian Janikowski, too. So now Matt Prater at 64 has got a little bit of company up near the top spot. That was one heck of a kick right there.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McCoy. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And Ron Rivera, he's going to keep the offense on the field. They're going for it. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Well, there's a reason he's called Riverboat Ron. Rivera going to lead the offense out on 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Big Ben, not the most agile quarterback in NFL history, but he can use those legs when he needs to.
He really can, and I think it starts with him taking contact and shedding people trying to get him on the ground. That's when he becomes the most elusive.
Yeah, something he honed back at the University of Miami in Ohio.
Yeah, and they didn't get him down in the MAC. It's hard to get him down in the NFL.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Roethlisberger now 5 for 5 on the drive. He's responded after the interception. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly,
that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Now he's flushed out left. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Now to try the field goal, and here's Daniel Carlson. The kick by Carlson is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive. So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so. The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out. Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football. Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain. Call fitting your gaps, right? I love it. You're exactly right. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Maurice Alexander making the stop defensively. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held him to no gain. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down. But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right? Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. And the Panthers coming out now. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Geno Atkins with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And he's got it. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And another timeout taken by the Colts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They get it to him running left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
These two.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Bryce Treggs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now Trubisky to throw on second. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. He sets to fire deep. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Carlson able to put this one through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get up here to the 26. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Ben going to give it to Williams. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Panthers on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
On second down, Trubisky. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. A dump off to Elliott. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. Trubisky now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a few little style points on the juke, but not much room to maneuver after that. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Again, it's Trubisky. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Benny Logan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Carolina getting set to take the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take?
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Rivers able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On second down, Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. Derek Rivers in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, third and long now. Now Ben on third and long. And the pressure gets to him again. Derek Rivers getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. Here's Brad Nordman now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They go to Elliott again. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, Trubisky. And it's complete. Hooper. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. And that'll get him to first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Gotta go.
Now Trubisky on third and long. Left side complete. It's Elliott. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
They come out here in the eye. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, that's tough right there. Asking your quarterback to get you 2 yards on a sneak. As it turns out, he gets them no yards instead.
They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. Trubisky going to take it on the sneak. He needed 2. He only got 1 on the sneak, and that's going to lead us to a 4th and 1.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Mitchell Trubisky, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Carolina getting set to take the field. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I'm without speech. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here we go with Williams. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Procise. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Roethlisberger. He'll dump it off to Procise. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On second down, Elliott. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He's going to air one out. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. They are in the 4th and Buffalo. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A win would be their first of the young season. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
50.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. He gets his running back close ice. And shutting him off. Now open field. Touchdown, Carolina. C.J. Procise. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
It's caught. Lockett. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
This complete to Lockett. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. We're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a pitch out to Williams. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Roethlisberger to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Going right side here, and that's complete. 23 yards on the play. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Gotta go.
On first down, Trubisky. Left side caught by Diggs. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Trubisky on first down. And Diggs has it. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. This might be a free play here for Trubisky. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
18.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Trubisky to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Michael Bannon in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they got to.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
These 2.
Roethlisberger with a give. It's Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Indy.